So, if in this life, we have one certainty that it's that someday our life is gonna end, and we're gonna meet the skinny one, the skinny guy, someday, and our life is gonna end, and it's gonna open another chapter. If we know that, and we know that problems and situations are always gonna happen, and they're gonna require our attention, our intelligence, and our action to solve them, um how are we gonna approach to that, are we gonna approach life knowing that it's gonna end and nothing is worth it, and just like wait for that moment to arrive? Or are we gonna move ahead and live life and take advantage of it and um, enjoy it? What about problems? Like, when we are handed a problem, like, how do we approach to that? How do we react to that? Do we just take care of it and solve it and learn from it and move forward until the next one? Or do we beat ourselves and like freak out and just get anxious and and stuff like that for that problem, you know? Hmm. I remember like growing up, when I was like in school and college studying, and thinking of these moments as like so fatalist, and so detrimental, that I would like freak out and go ahead and solve these problems, but with so much fear and with so much anxiety and feeling like it's the end of the world. And it's not. And when you see it in perspective, when I see it in perspective, I see how through my life I was approached to many problems that required my attention to solve them, and they were solved, and they were gone, and they happened, and they stayed in the past, and that was it. And from that came evolution, and growth. So it's like, if we know for a fact that that's how problems and life tend to happen, that is like kind of like a step by step, and it's a day by day, everything kind of like has a solution. And people will say accept death, but death is not a problem. It doesn't need solution. It's just like the date expiration date. And and that's like what we know. That's the only thing that we know for sure, that it's a fact, that it's gonna happen, and that is gonna get to all of us. So are we gonna live the whole life like taking care of like, I don't want to risk it, I don't want to, or are we gonna use it all? Like, are we gonna go 100% and live, laugh, love? I always say, like, I don't know, like if someday like something happens and the TV goes out, like I want that TV to go out living my 100%, and being completely honest and loyal to myself, and to my inner kid. So, good morning, very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good everything, good whatever moment you're watching this. If it's today, if it's tomorrow, if it's in a month, or whenever, welcome here. You're meant to be here, and this is meant to be. So, today I have a prompt from this little text called Beacons from the book Everyday Radiance. The title is Beacons, and it goes like this: can we see it? Can we name it? Then we can begin to move toward it. So much depends on the ability to see a little light ahead. That's all. We need a lighthouse of sorts to signal us from our own future. Walk this way, love. Here's a safe harbor. You've come this far. Onward. Don't give up. Here is solid ground. Let's move toward that beacon, that light. Let's feel a hand at our back. And sometimes we can be that beacon, that lighthouse, that hand at the back for another. Yes. And also to ourselves, you know? Anyways. Invitation. Remember, one lighthouse provides the light to reach the next. We move from light to light. Navigate your day like this today, light to light to light. Ooh. Feels like Tarzan, like on the vines, like swinging from vine to vine and moving forward. So I feel this text is talking about baby steps, basically, kind of, and acknowledging, you know, our way and our progress in moving step by step. I'm moving forward, you know, I'm moving far ahead. I'm going from a place of light to another place of light, you know. It's giving that, mm, what's the word? Inspiration, you know, inspiration in life, inspiration in the process. As I was saying before, knowing that life is gonna come to an end and that problems are always gonna be out there for us to solve, that should be the inspiration for us to actionate from a place of not fear, but trust, you know, and but kindness and steadiness, you know, being tranquil, being easygoing, being down to earth, you know, or if we're like swinging by the vines, like grabbing tight on one vine and letting go once we kind of like have the other one, you know, like taking these steady steps and sure and you know and believing in them and grabbing things because we see it, you know, there's a vine, there's a lighthouse, I'm gonna go this way because I see it, because I know, because I trust, and I go there and I get there, and from there I can see and be like, okay, like which way are we gonna go, you know. And lighthouses are beautiful. As many lighthouses that we can meet and we can get close to, what a beautiful adventure. um Sometimes it's super hard, you know, to see that lighthouse because it's like super cloudy, or there's a thick fog in the in outdoors, you know. And okay, it's maybe a reason to move slower, but keep going, you know? Like when you're driving in the middle of the night and the fog is out there, you're not supposed to stop because that's dangerous for the people that are coming from behind, from up front, for yourself, you know? It's dangerous to stop. So it's like, okay, let's keep moving. We don't have to go 100% on speed, and we can take it like 25%, 20%, 15%, 10%, but at least it's movement, and at least there is a slight change from yesterday or from a few minutes ago, you know. um Go steady, slow and sure, you know, and we are all gonna make it as long as we are taking these baby steps, you know, and we're moving forward and we are not stopping. Because in the minute that you stop, and when I say stop, it's not like not doing anything and like taking a break. When I say stop, it's like stop believing in yourself, like doing nothing for yourself, doing nothing for your future, for your present, for your past, you know. And of course it's the whole point, and everybody's talking about living in the present, the here and now, But the here and now is gonna transform our future, and if we want our future to be nice, today has to be nice. And if we want to be in peace with our past, with our inner child, with everything, we have to show them that version of ourselves that we are evolving, and that we are honoring ourselves, and we are honoring our lessons and our everything. Um, the other day I was listening to this person called Mario Saban, because he talks about a lot of about Kabbalah, and he was talking about inspiration and how lots of people like they are waiting, they are not creating because they're waiting for the inspiration to arrive and to land and to anything. And the thing is that inspiration is always there for me. It's like it's a channel that it's always open, and the ideas are gonna like come out like anytime you're walking down the street and like a creative idea, whatever. But it's our responsibility, it's the responsibility that we have to take action on that, because the mind and this channel is always gonna be open as long as I don't know like what's going on. But like for me it's like I have it open, but it's like that connection to above. But then I have two hands, I have 2 feet, I have my body, I have my eyes, I have my mouth, I have my ears, I have my time, I have my space, and blah 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 blah. And my responsibility is to take actions for what I think and create it. You know, motivation is not gonna land because you're waiting like motivation. I'm waiting for the motivation to arrive. Motivation is gonna come of like when you sit yourself, or when you're like, okay, like what do I wanna do? What do I need to be creative for? Do I want to paint? Do I want to write? Do I want to sing? Do I want to compose a song? Do I want to create a project? Do I want to whatever we want to do? It's taking the responsibility to put ourselves in that action, process, and action it. And the motivation is gonna arrive when you're like forced to grab the pen and go like, and you know and and it's gonna arrive, and it's gonna get from one point, and it's like, okay, and don't censor it, it's like whatever it comes, like do it, and trust that process of writing whatever or doing whatever without knowing how the outcome is gonna come, when you're gonna finish it, how it's gonna end. Is it gonna give you? Is it gonna be? Is it gonna? No, do it because you have, like, you want to do it, and you have to do it. If the universe drop you an idea, a concept, that it's like, do it. If it's a millionaire idea, if it's like the project that is gonna um, um, power your life, it's if it's gonna be the way that you're gonna meet the love of your life, blah 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 blah, it doesn't matter. You're gonna find out when you find out. You know, it's gonna it's gonna happen. The future is gonna happen someday, and that change is gonna find you someday. But it's gonna find you by doing it and by being that change. And by being that version of yourself that you wanna be, and by doing and being responsible, and and go ahead, you know. Mario Saban in this podcast, he was also talking about uh, inspiration for one part, and for the other part, like this thing of like, oh, I don't know what to do with my life. I don't know the meaning of life. Why am I alive? Why am I doing this? Why am I And he says like, that's the only job that we have in this life, is to figure out why we're here, why we're doing stuff, why we are creating, why we are breathing, why we are consuming, why are we here, what is what we have to do. And that, I don't know, but find out by doing it. Maybe I don't know, I started doing these videos, I like it. Maybe one day I don't want to do them anymore, and I wanted to go ahead and do something else. I thought that that was the meaning of my life, and then I have another meaning, and then I have another one, and another one, and another one. But in the process of figuring out and thinking of it, there's so much. There, it's not money. It's like there's so much abundance, you know. And once you learn how to ride a bike, no one is gonna like take that learning from you. You know, you probably are out of practice. You're probably out of shape. But if you put your mind to it, it's like you're gonna tap into that, and there you go. So it's like it's everything is going to the toolbox. Think of a toolbox. You're maybe gonna move to a thousand houses, a thousand places, and you're gonna bring your toolbox that it's unique to you. And those tools, you can lend them, you can borrow them, you can show them around, whatever. But those tools belong to you, and you know that you can create stuff with it. You know. All right. Being responsible for our actions and being responsible for our own motivation and personal growth. You know, I love magic. I love synchronicity. I love the science. I love the inspiration. I love all that. But I also know that I can, of course, I can manifest, I can think, I can pray, I can write down my desire, my wishes, my everything. But they're not gonna come true unless I put my put my body where my mouth is, you know, and do what I have to do, and and take the steps that I must follow, you know. Huh. We have to be responsible, you guys. We are adults nowadays, you know. Um, there's nobody gonna come and save us. That's ourselves, you know. The Messiah, it's ourselves, you know, and it's ourselves for us. And the thing is that when you are your own lighthouse, you know, and you become that beacon and that safe place and that safe person that we know that takes care of us, that wants the best for us and enjoys their presence, that's beautiful. That's saving us, but at the same time, it's also saving the people next to us. Imagine, like, I don't know, like you go to the coffee store and you have two options. You can be, you know, like, or three. You can be like neutral and be like, hey, a coffee, please. Or you can say something nice to the person, you know, and share something mm, magical, you know, and make that person's day a little lighter or have like a little golden light in there in that moment. Or you can be also like a not nice, you know, and change that person's day or making that person having to fight to stay in their sanity, you know, and don't freak out because you're just being mean, you know. But I don't think you guys are gonna be mean to the people out there if you're taking the time to talk about this. I don't know these radiance things. Um, but it's easy to change people's life. You know, I see it out there. You know, when you just like celebrate it, like celebrate it and celebrate it for them for her. Like I don't know, the girl that was singing yesterday in the karaoke in the Thai bar. Yes, it was a little loud. Yes, it was out of key. But we are not saying that. We're not booing. We're like, of course, sing it, girl. Like, go ahead, party. You know, and you know after that you get out. You come back home. The day's done. You don't. You're not thinking of the girl that was singing karaoke out of key and that she was loud or whatever. You know, you're thinking about anything else, how what a good time you have with your buddies. And that girl that went to karaoke, she's coming back home and she's like, oh my god, I got to sing yesterday. I i i finally took the courage to go on stage and sing this song, and there was like this beautiful group of men cheering me up and saying nice things and you know, and hyping me, and that was so nice. I'll probably do it next time too, you know. So knowing that we have so much influence in others people's life and others people's energy, let's give what we want to receive. You know, we want people to be nice to us, be nice. We want people to be mean to us, be mean. I don't. That's your choice. My choice is different, and my choices have yeah they have created this wonderful present for me that I'm super excited and thankful for, and and it's has to do a lot with the people that surround me, and um, even they are meant to be surrounding me, or they are like just like a causality out there in the streets, that they're gonna like make my day. So yeah, we welcome the magic, we welcome the synchronicity, and we action towards that. So we move forward with trust, with guidance, with alignance, and with kindness. You know. All right, my dear Daryl, we're gonna draw one card and one card only. Yes, I got it. Which one? Ooh, nice. Wow. Who do we have here? The Queen of Wands. Okay. The Queen of the Thrones of Flame. So, first up, this is the Queen of Creation, basically. I love the Queen of Wands because in the other tarot, she is sitting in a throne with a black cat on the bottom, and it's the only black cat that appears in the tarot, and I love it because I have a black cat. Ole, I love it. I miss you, baby. So, what do we have here? This girl. Her dress is like a phoenix. The phoenix, the bird. Flames, creation. This stick. There's kind of like masculine energy. This one, feminine energy, creation. Creation. Who do we have here? It's like a lion. Winged. What I think of this is, so it's the queen of creation, it's the queen of action, it's the queen of this feminine sexual energy of making things happen, and if it's the queen, it's the queen, so she's moving surely, with confidence. She's creating, and she's moving with this queen energy that it's kind of like, for me, it's like a kinder, like more maternal, you know. So I will link it with creating our progress and our process and our story with the fire within. I think this is the fiery part of air. So it's like being like a lightning, it's being like a fireball through the skies, creating with light, creating with confidence, creating with steadiness, creating with trust in the process. Let me see what she has to say. Queen of Wands. Alright. It's the water of fire. I gotta miss. It's not the airy part of fire. It's the water of fire. A crowned queen with long flowing hair and resolute face is seated upon a throne surrounded by flames. Her right hand rests on the crest of a leopard's head. 1 second, you guys. Her right hand rests on the crest of a leopard's head. She bears a long wand with a very heavy spherical head. The wand is suggestive of the mysteries of Bacchus. The symbols for Pisces and Aries appear beneath the orb of her wand. Rules from the last decan of Pisces to above 20 degrees of Aries, including part of Andromeda. Meanings: adaptable, steady, force, sympathetic, understanding when she wants to be. Reverse: revengeful, obstinate, domineering, deceitful, tyrannical. Alright. So I'll get it with adaptable, steady, force. I like that. Sympathetic, understanding when she wants to be. She understands, she goes steady, she adapts. Fire, it's water and fire. It's creation with sensitivity. It's force with adaptability. You can grab water and you put it anywhere, and the water is gonna adapt to whatever the water is. And the fire is gonna spark, and it's gonna light, and it's gonna burn, and it's gonna change, and it's gonna energize, creating, destroying, change, creation, and steadiness. Sure creation. Steady, slow, sure, step by step. This is not a race, this is life. It's not about who gets there the first. It's not about who wins the medal. It's not about who gets reached the fastest. There's always gonna happen something. There's always something gonna appear in our life. And if it's not a problem if it's a problem that we solve, and then there's gonna come another problem, it's gonna be desire. You're gonna wish to get something so hard, and you're gonna work for it until you get it. And once you get it, enjoy it. But the desire is gonna come back, and wishing something new, and growing and moving forward. It's gonna happen because that's human. Because that's why we're here. We're here to learn. We're here to grow, and we're here to surpass. How do you say it? To evolve, level up, but not level up against the others, and get better than the others. Level up in yourself, like don't like no competition. The competition non-existent. It's just a personal experience, Don't there's no competition with the others. They're in another race, another marathon, in another whatever. This is a journey. We're going slow, steady, and sure. We're going safe. We have lots of time. We have to take care of ourselves. So we want to get to the last part as best as we can. Steady, sure, slow, and create. Sit down and create. Don't wait for motivation to arrive and be like, oh, please do it. We're done with all that. If you want to manifestate something, manifestate it in your chair, whatever you're supposed to be. Change and life and miracles and everything, I feel, don't take it as like the last word, but I feel that everything that is meant to be for us, and that change that we want to achieve and that we are aspiring, all these wishes and dreams that we want to conquer, they're gonna happen in the middle of your actions. They're gonna happen, they're gonna find you going for them. They're not gonna find you in your bed just like, oh, I want this, please God, give it to me. Why? But why would God give it to you if you're not even doing it? And if you are the one who is creating that, that truth, that moment, that present, we talk to God like God is like so far away, so in the sky, like there's like, oh please, I hope you listen to me now. You can hear me, and like God is inside. God is us. God is we. We are God. Experimenting and having a blast in this world, feeling individuality, feeling what the ego feels like. It's all a system. So be kind to each other because you're being kind to yourself, baby. Be inspiration for you and be inspiration for others. And good things are gonna happen because that's the formula, huh? Thumbnail. Um, what is the name of the video of today? All right, bye. Love you, Mom.